What is the function of this Qatar facility? People are wondering, is this an air base? What is Qatar going to be developing in Idaho?
Yeah, I saw some reporting about this, Maria. I actually talked to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, this morning. This is largely a fake story. We continue to have with countries that we work with. We have relationships where, sometimes their pilots work on our bases, sometimes that we train together, sometimes we work together in other ways. The reporting that somehow there is going to be a Qatari base on United States soil, that's just not true. We are continuing to work with a number of our Arab friends to ensure that we are able to enforce this peace, but we're not going to let a foreign country have an actual base on American soil. So there's a bit of misreporting on that, as there often is, as you know, Maria.
The damn fake news media making good MAGA patriots think falsely, based on nothing, that Qatar is going to have a base here on sacred American soil. And I was wondering, because I wasn't really paying attention to the news the past few days, what fake news media outlet was it that led people to that false conclusion? Was it CNN? Was it MS Sucks? What was it that did that? And I identified the fake news media outlet that led people to that false point of view. And it was Pete Hegseth, which I imagine is some sort of Substack or something, who said, today we're announcing a letter of acceptance in building a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho. I mean, that seems pretty clear. He said it was a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility. He wasn't like, hey, some of their pilots are gonna come chill on our totally American buildings or whatever. He said it was a base. And so I think he's the fake news media, actually, Pete Hegseth. In his defense, though, he was probably drunk when he wrote that. But he goes on to say the location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us. I don't know if he bent. I don't know if he kissed the floor before Your Excellency when he did that, but he did say it's not like it's our F-15s, it's Qatari F-15s in a Qatari facility. So maybe Hegseth and Vance should talk a little bit or something. Or maybe it's just that Vance has been trained to just declare that everything is fake news, because who's to say what's true or not? But before we discuss this, I do just want to remind everyone that we had an interesting road to getting this Qatari facility here on American soil, because not that many years ago, back in 2017, as I shared on Instagram, Trump declared that Qatar has been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. And then fast forward to earlier this year, when they were gonna give him a $500 million plane, he said, I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. I thought it was a great gesture. And then he took the plane, and now what do you know? This funder of terrorism at a very high level gets a Qatari Air Force facility. And so there's a reason that JD Vance is coming out swinging to the extent that he can. It's because this looks really bad. It looks really corrupt. And even people like Laura Loomer are mad about this. And that, by the way, I know that it seems like, oh, you're just showing some tweets or whatever. If Laura Loomer is complaining about this, there is a chance it doesn't happen now, actually, that they pull this. Because she said, never thought I'd see Republicans give terror financing Muslims from Qatar a military base on US soil so they can murder Americans. Which, by the way, I don't think that the F-15s are gonna be taken off from this base and then bombing Austin or whatever in their defense. I think this is corrupt. I don't think they're gonna be launching strafing runs on Sheboygan from it, Laura Loomer. But she says they're harboring jihadis. This is where I draw a line. And Pete Hegseth responded to this, saying it's just we long-standing partnership. It's not their base, even though I said it was their facility. We'll be controlling it. And that was not enough to win over Laura Loomer, who said nobody wants the funders of Hamas in America being trained to fly fighter jets on US soil. A jihadist in a suit is still a jihadi. I don't know what that means. Presumably they're wearing Air Force uniforms, if anything, but she says it's a threat to our national security. So that's why they're freaking out, JR. What do you think?
It's Again, I talked about this too. So I'm just trying to figure the other way around how obvious this is that these guys are using their temporary propaganda of saying things like what Laura Loomer fully believes. Laura Loomer fully believes the things that they always push about the boogeyman that they need. So when she posts about how these Qataris, these damn dirty Muslims are gonna come kill all us, that's what they say. Then when the money comes in, they're like, well, we have to, backtrack on this. Once the plane comes in, we have to backtrack on this. And Pete Hegseth was gonna give her a nice calm answer. If you know of any kind of radical leftist lunatic agitating activists in the streets that would post the same things similarly to what Laura Loomer would say, like, how dare you open up our base to this foreign Air Force to come kill us, all that radical talk, they'd come at her he or her so sideways, but they're still respecting Laura Loomer. Despite her saying all that racist stuff, saying all that bigoted stuff that they always say, she's highlighting on accident, highlighting just how hateful they are. And when someone else who they feel is their opposition highlights how hateful they are, it's, you guys just hate us, you guys just hate us. Does Laura Loomer just hate you? Or is she espousing the same things that you guys always talk about? It's pretty obvious, man. It's a quid pro quo. He got the golf course, he got the plane. Anything that they give him, suddenly he's ready to just go right along with the other, whatever it is that they demand in return. So can we bring back up those questions from back when he was taking that plane and all the lies that they told about what's not gonna happen as it happens? That's the follow-up that the media isn't gonna pull off.
Yeah, it's just absurd that does anyone really doubt that this is a product of the bribe? By the way, maybe it's in our interests. I don't know. Qatar is an ally of ours over there. Maybe it's in our interests. But do you think they would have gotten this if not for the bribe? Whether you're like a Bernie Sanders fan or MAGA, you know that it's the bribe. It's the bribe, and he can get away with it. We were told for years by like Comer, oh, we're gonna find Joe Biden, he got like a little bribe and then blah, blah. It was a $500 billion bribe. And it's just cool, it's just cool. And then government policy changes because Trump got a plane. And we just accept it. And by the way, it's not even, it was, when that happened, that was the biggest bribe, I think, in world history. It's not even the biggest bribe anymore. The $2 billion to World Liberty Financial is bigger. I mean, granted, he doesn't keep all that, but it's just insane, the corruption.
If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?